Hi everyone, and welcome back to our blog. I'm Kathy Schmidt, and I'm delighted to be here again with you today answering a question from another seller. Today's question is, what is a real property report and why do I need one if I'm going to sell my single family home? A real property report is simply a detailed professional drawing of the boundaries of your property and all the improvements on that property. And improvements in this case is a bit of a legal term. It refers to literally the dwelling, the house, sidewalks, fences, garages, all those sorts of things. So that drawing includes all those items, the distance between those items, and the distance between those items and the property line itself. Very, very important document. Once the drawing is complete, it needs to go down to city planning. They will look at it and they will evaluate whether or not where each of those items exists is permissible according to municipal bylaws. Does it comply with municipal bylaws? If it does, a nice compliance stamp goes right on that report. If it doesn't, it could be non-complying, which means there's definitely some things that have to be dealt with. Or it could be something that's called non-conforming. And I'm getting a little technical here, but just in case it's valuable information for anybody watching, non-conforming means it may not comply with current bylaws, but it might be grandfathered. And frankly, in a lot of mature areas in Edmonton, there's a lot of non-conforming properties, and we deal with that all the time. So that's just a little bit of the basics on what a real property report is. Now, why do you need one if you're selling? Frankly, you owe it to the buyer. It's in the real estate contract put out by the Alberta Real Estate Association. And frankly, it just makes sense. If you're selling something, the onus is on you as the seller to show the buyer, hey, this is what you're buying, this is what it is, and yes, it's legally permitted to exist here and to be here. Now, what are the risks of not having that ready at the time of the offer? Some sellers will say, why don't we just wait till we get an offer? We always tell them you're going to need it regardless. Talk to your lawyer, they'll tell you to get it immediately. So what are the risks? Well, for one, honestly, if there's an issue at all, it could cause a big delay. Sometimes, just the survey company and the city planning department get backed up and it could take quite a bit of time to get your report back. Without that report, your transaction might not close. What that means is keys may not change hands and you may not get paid. Or you might get paid, but there might be some funds held back by the buyer, by their lawyer, because of the real property report still being outstanding. So again, it could cost you money or time. So those are two very big risks. Also, if a significant situation shows up, the buyer may have cause actually to walk away from the contract. Now imagine if you bought something else. Not a good situation to be in. Or what if the lender looks at it and says, there is an issue here and it's quite significant, we're not prepared to fund the mortgage for this particular property. Again, you could have a very serious delay, or you could have a transaction that actually fails. Not a good scenario. Good news is that's all avoidable by dealing with it up front. There's almost nothing I've ever come across. Matter of fact, I think there's nothing I've come across that hasn't been able to be resolved. It may take a little bit of time, but these things can be dealt with if we have proper lead time and some advance warning on it. What are the benefits of getting your real property report done well in advance? Well, frankly, it puts you out there as a seller that buyers really want to deal with. You're organized, everything looks like it's right up front, straightforward, wonderful. Also, Edmonton is growing like crazy. We've got lots of relocation buyers coming in. Those buyers are often only here for a few days, and they don't want to take the risk of buying a property where there could be a problem that comes up after they get back to their hometown. They want to buy a property where they can see everything is going to go smoothly all the way through. So that really makes you appealing to that relocation buyer. So bottom line is, you're going to need a real property report to sell your single family home. Might as well get it up front. Let's avoid all the potential problems and let's put you out there as a really, really desirable seller for buyers to do business with. Hope that helps you out and provides you with some information you didn't have before. Please continue to send us your questions. We love hearing from you. Email us at learn@weselledmonton.com. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you next time.